Hi, Rob Linhart here in the Hazel's Wine Department, and we are bringing you Sunday specials for June 5th and June 6th.
John was the first one to pull you down. He took one drink and he started to clown. Passed you the Hazel, Jane, and Jack. Penelope got you and passed you right back.
We've got an international lineup this week. 3 wines, 3 countries. We're going to start with the 2019 Du Bourdieu White Bordeaux. Bordeaux, classically Sauvignon Blanc heavy, also a couple of other grapes, Semillon, Muscadel, which you probably never heard of. Here, 100% Sauvignon Blanc, and this really illustrates why that's such an important grape in Bordeaux. Beautiful expression of this famous grape up front, white grapefruit, very fresh. We'll get a little hint of a slight grassy note. White tea. It'll start to drift into a slightly more lemony place. I was kind of thinking about lemon zest, lemon blossom. Distinct mineral element is here, which we definitely expect from White Bordeaux. Up front on the palate, a nice sort of slightly fleshy, rounder style. Maybe a hint of lees. I suspect a little bit of neutral barrel oak treatment here to kind of soften the edges of the wine. But as it carries through to the finish, that acid, that minerality will come through and will tighten up and firm up this wine. A very complete, really well-made, great example of White Bordeaux. Next up, we're off to the far northwest of Spain now, Galicia, for the 2015 A Portela Mencia. Now, this grape, not particularly well known outside of Spain, but here in the business, we get very enthusiastic about this grape. It can come in a range of styles here, anywhere from very simple, very rustic table red up to, in the right hands, super refined, very elegant, almost Bordeaux style. Here, we're leaning a bit more towards that more rustic, food-friendly style. Up front, we're gonna get a pronounced smoky element to this wine, not atypical for this grape. That's gonna give a darker tone to some fresh berry, cherry fruits. Little hints of spice. There's a smoked meat element as well to this wine. On the palate, mid-weight, solidly mid-weight wine here. Little bit of grip, little bit of tannic structure coming through on the end. As always with these sort of cooler climate red wines, good acidity here, so there's some nice spine in this wine. Little hint of mineral, maybe a bit of a dusty element here. The fruit in this wine, little bit in the background to some of those smokier, meatier notes up front. So again, this is a food wine. We are talking barbecue, charcuterie here for this wine. Get the right food with this wine, the fruit will pop. And last, but certainly not least, we've got a ridiculous deal for you this week. This is the non-vintage Fetzer Anthony's Hill Chardonnay blend. Now, don't let the price fool you here. This is a rock-solid, everyday table white. 2 grapes involved here, Chardonnay, 51%, and a workhorse Spanish grape, Pedro Jimenez. Now, that grape typically used in the sherry triangle to make sherry, but it gets a lot of play in California, typically as a bulk filler, but here they found really good fruit. So we're gonna get lovely, creamy, fresh apple, just hints of oak, pear, little bit of a tropical note to this wine. The Pedro Jimenez is gonna give a slight back note of a little bit of dustiness and great minerality and acidity here. I was so surprised with this wine. Every time I try these wines, they blow me away. This is no exception. Get on board with this wine at $3.98. Ridiculous everyday white.
John was the first one to pull you down. He took one drink and he started to clown. Passed you the Hazel, Jane, and Jack. Penelope got you and passed you right back.